In this video, I will give you fantasy football tips that no one else will give you.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Okay, I'm lying. Before the season start, and some fantasy football ideas that you can use for trying to win your draft. I'm pretty good at winning. The last time I won was when Damar Hamlin did technically die on the field, but that's not the point. The point is I am pretty much in the playoffs every year, and I'm always one player or one play or one overthought away from winning.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
So let's go on this journey and let's find out together if I make good decisions or if I'm going to be stuck being in second, third, or fourth place again. Let's dive in. So last year in my league that I was the commissioner on, it was a 12-man league. We had about $25 buy-in, so it was really low in terms of money.
I like money.
I ended up in fourth place or fifth. But I wasn't in the playoffs, I just lost in the first round. Because I had a team consisted of A.J. Brown, A.J. Brown, A.J. Brown, A.J. Brown, Stephon Diggs at one point, and a collection of others, including my starting quarterback being Jared Goff. And the reason why I had Jared Goff as my starting quarterback is because my finger...
You fool. You absolute buffoon.
Thank God I didn't think this probably, but I had to trade Kyren Williams for Joe Burrow, which I thought was a good move at the time, and of course...
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
Anyway, so... it wasn't a great draft, but I'm looking at the league right now, and I'm going to look at some of what ESPN... We use ESPN primarily. Sometimes I do another league at Yahoo, which isn't terrible. But so we open up with Jahmyr Gibbs as the #1 overall player in fantasy.
Keep getting after him as if it was 0-0. Right, the blown leads have been well documented. There's Gibbs. Belton couldn't bring him down. Holland chasing after him. And Jahmyr Gibbs is into the end zone for a Lions touchdown, 49 yards.
A solid running back. He's going to be by himself. I mean, he is going to have Isaiah Pacheco as his backup, but I think they're going to be more, let's say, 80-20. I think he's a solid pickup if you get him #1. You got Puka Nacua. If he stops biting people's ankles.
What did he say?
Could be a good pickup. Amon-Ra St. Brown is consistent as it goes. Bijan Robinson and Jamar Chase. Those round up your top 5 players in fantasy. So if you've never played fantasy football, I'm going to give you one piece of advice. Never draft a quarterback in the first round. It happened in our draft last year where somebody took Dak Prescott.
Bruh.
#1 overall. Which left me with Jamar Chase. And I thought having Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow would have been like a, beautiful thing because the season before, he was a Triple Crown winner. And I mean, it's Joe frickin' Burrow.
Oh my God, he's so goddamn cool!
Traded Kyren Williams for him. Until Joe Burrow got injured week 2.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah, my therapist said that I probably need to go see some more sessions. Okay, anyway, so let's take a look at some of the other positions that you need to definitely draft within the top, or at least the first couple of rounds. You need to get yourself a solid running back. If you can get anywhere from Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan Robinson, Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, I think he's going to have a bounce back year. Jonathan Taylor, Von Achane, Derrick Henry, those are all solid guys you can get. If you can get one of those guys, great. But one thing that derails your fantasy league faster, your fantasy matchup faster, is when you don't have a good running back or a consistent running back. You want a running back with a situation where he gets the majority of the reps and a good offensive line, because you don't want to get someone, like as much as Breece Hall's a really talented running back, stuck behind the Jets offensive line, and they're average at best. We'll see how they do this year, but I mean, it kind of hampers his ability to get yards. A running back who can actually catch the ball out of the backfield, especially if you're in PPR leagues, that is very important. You also want to get really good receivers. I mean, there's a lot of talented receivers in the NFL, but you want game wreckers. Guys like CeeDee Lamb, of course, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Nico Collins, guys who can get open, who can create space. Mike Evans can stay healthy. He's going to be fantastic with Brock Purdy in the 49er land, Jackson Smith and Jigma. There's a lot of talented receivers, but you got to make sure you get one of those guys. Tip number 2, make sure to look at the bye weeks. Important when you're drafting high-skilled position players. If everybody's on bye week, your chances of winning that week is very low because they're depending on your bench and pickups in the waiver wire. Always, and I mean always pay attention to the bye weeks. If you can, space them out where you get at minimum maybe 2 players out on bye week at the same time. There's very few tight ends in the NFL that are difference makers. As much as people love George Kittle, I stay away from him. He's constantly injured.
My back! Oh, my back!
So, I mean, right now, you got Colston Loveland. People are talking about, of course, Tyler Warren from Penn State. There's another guy you can go pick up. There's a few guys, of course, Mark Andrews, if you're feeling like fumbling the ball.
Tell me more.
Or fumbling the season. But there's a bunch of guys you can pick up from tight end. Sam Laporta, TJ Hawkinson. There's a bunch of guys you can pick up. Great. You might even have to go for some hidden gem tight ends if they're out there. I mean, Hunter Henry's a good example of a hidden gem. He can kind of go off for you. But again, you want a guy that can at least get you 10 points a game. Quarterbacks. Now, there's a few quarterbacks that I will always recommend. You want a quarterback that can take off and run. So I'm looking at guys like Jackson Dart, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen are really solid pickups. Caleb Williams is going to be throwing the ball left and right, especially in that Ben Johnson kind of offense. So I think that's a good pickup. And stay away from really some rookies this year. I'm going to say stay away from the rookie quarterbacks. Mendoza may not even see the field.
What did you say?
There's a possibility he will seal the field, but I'm not sure how he's going to do with that offense. They still need some weapons for him to be effective. Kyler Murray could be a good pickup for people. I mean, I think he's going to win the job in Minnesota. He does run with his legs.
Obviously.
With Arizona, so he has a good chance of having a rebound season. If Tua can stay healthy, he could have a bounce back year as well. So
It doesn't matter what you think!
one tip that I'll give for people, buy low on some of these guys that are transitioning to new teams. They might actually surprise you because they're on better systems, better weapons, low expectations. If you get them lower in the draft, like the 12th round and beyond, go and take them up. Why not? Can't hurt to be a backup or your third string quarterback if you need to get a third string quarterback. Or if you're in leagues with 2 quarterbacks, definitely pick them up as a stash player.
Daddy, chill.
Speaking of stash players, if there's any players that are coming back from injuries and you're not too certain on, they may go low, like Malik Neighbors.
No.
I know he's looking good in camp right now for the Giants, but he might be a guy that you can really metaphorically pick up later in the draft than what you would have picked up last year. I think last year in some
Detector test determined that was a lie.
because people are not sure how he's going to do. So you might want to buy low. Pay attention to opportunistic defenses. I think you're going to have a lot of defenses this year that are going to be good. But right now, the teams that you want to get defenses for is Seattle, rating NFL champion defense. You want to get the Broncos defense, who, if they had a quarterback, they might have faced Seattle instead of the Patriots. I think the Rams defense is going to be better. Of course, they had a lot of big acquisitions on the secondary. And then, of course, Myles Garrett. Maybe Aaron Donald. Maybe. So if you're drafting, make sure you get one of those defenses. That also applies to kickers. You can wait on kickers as well. You don't have to rush to get kickers.
What?
What country you from?
I mean, Cam Little's out there. Cameron Dicker, the kicker, is out there. There's a lot of good guys out there in the draft that you can get. And you don't have to rush to get the best kicker. You just need Brandon Aubrey. Whoops, I almost forgot about Brandon Aubrey. But you can essentially wait till later in the draft to get him. Again, pro tip, get insurance policies. What I mean by that is make sure you address your starting lineup properly.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice.
Make sure you get good backups. But also, if you can draft up another quarterback, another talented running back, another talented receiver, another skilled position player, go ahead and do that. You might be able to use those pieces for trade chips if you happen to have an injury that comes up unexpectedly, or if an injury happens, you have another backup, a quality backup that can take over.
Nice.
You want to make sure that you also pay attention to waiver wires.
What?
You want to make sure that you also pay attention to waiver wires.
What?
The waiver wires.
What?
The waiver wires.
What?
You'll be surprised how many people wait and then completely wait till the last minute to try to pick up somebody and it's too late. Early on in the season, you're going to be able to get the guy you need to get, especially if you have an injury or a guy underperforms. That's fine. But if you do the waiver wire too often and too consistently, it becomes harder throughout the course of the season to be able to pick up guys. So be selective on who you're picking up. Don't pick up anybody to pick up anybody for the sake of picking up.
And I'm like, why would you do that?
Now, again, if you're dealing with a ton of injuries, that doesn't apply to you. But if you're someone who maybe you don't need that third wide receiver who had a big game and a flash in the pan game, you don't need to pick him up because the next week he's going to go back to normal.
Are you sure?
So don't do it to yourself. If you like this type of content, let me know in the comments because I can do a lot more on fantasy football. Pro tip, have fun this year at fantasy football. Fantasy football should be fun. Don't be like those guys that are going on Instagram and X and yelling at people because he had a couple drop passes or he messed up your parlay.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you
We don't care.
Have fun. That's what fantasy football should be. Guys don't want to have to hear that, oh, because he sacrificed one extra rushing yard, he messed up your chances of winning or your parlay or something. Don't be that guy. Just have fun with it. A couple years ago, I had a guy in my league who only drafted the Cleveland Browns. So you could tell what happened after that. He was always in last place. And that's it for this video. I'm going to keep it quick and short.
The lies. There you go. This bitch. The lies.
Have fun this year. But if your leagues are starting soon, make sure you do your homework. If there's certain guys that you want to get on your team, make sure to figure out where they land in projections and try to strategize how you're going to draft those guys. Last year, I wanted I wanted Tyler Warren, and I couldn't. So I ended up settling for Noah Fant. But I had Brock Bowers, so Brock Bowers was my number one tight end until he got injured. My team last year had a ton of injuries. I had Brock Bowers, who was injured for a while. Joe Burrow missed most of the season for a while. I had A.J. Brown, who was just rather reading books and starting rumors about his teammates instead of actually trying to find ways to connect better with his quarterback. I still made the playoffs at 9-4. I lost in the first round because that's when A.J. Brown decided not to do anything. And Joe Burrow had 2 interceptions that game. And yeah. So have fun this year, but really make sure you strategize. As always, I'm your host, JG. We'll talk later. Peace.